Hey everyone, welcome back to the Ground Up Podcast, the show that helps you turn pain into pivot and gives you the confidence you need to grow your business. Coming to you from the Level Wellness Studio inside B2 Suites in Brentwood, Tennessee. I'm Terry Bargy, one of your hosts. That's Vanessa Hampton,
Hello.
one of your other hosts. And if you're thinking, where in the world is Roy Mangrum? Fracking. That's where
That's what he's doing today?
Fracking.
We have gone from ocean fishing
That's right.
to, what was he doing last week?
I don't remember last week. I think he was on a hike. This week he's fracking. So if you want to know what that is, you can Google it.
He does it all.
He does it all. He wishes he could be here.
And
he
I have
actually
this,
said hello,
I have
by
this
the way.
No, please
film
don't
of Roy activities in my
Yes.
head. We're just a
He is
ongoing banner.
He is a master of a lot of things. And fracking is what he's chose now. So I wish him much luck.
Yes.
So today we got a very special guest.
Oh.
The specialist of guests, one of the Angel Award recipients from Nashville Fit magazine, my absolute favorite newscaster. Yes, Neil Orn, I said it.
Uh-oh.
Laura Schweizer's in the house.
Fighting words.
I don't want
Hi.
to scrap with Neil.
Yeah.
Hi. But I'm honored. Thank you. Thank you for having
Yeah,
me.
I'll let you all duke it out.
Yeah.
he's
You know I'll win.
Well, 100%.
Bring it on, Neil.
I think he knows you'll win.
Exactly. You should be scared.
But he's still going to fight. So. No, we're so excited to have you here.
I am so happy to be here.
You've been a part of our evolution.
It's awesome. I said, walking in here, I'm like, oh my gosh, Terry, what have we done? We have grown up. We have studios. We have an actual suite,
I know, right?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Yeah, I'm so excited to have you here. I'm excited to hear about what you're into now. But we do have to set a little bit of a tone, kind of get everybody caught back up in case you guys haven't watched one of our previous interviews where we talked with Laura. But you've been on the podcast. You were very early in the podcast. I can't believe still you came on that show.
Yeah.
When you said yes, I was like, oh my gosh, guys, this is the biggest one we've interviewed yet. And if she knows that, she might not come on.
Oh, yeah, right. Please.
Drove to my house and recorded in the back of my house. So those are good times.
Good memories.
It doesn't really feel like that long ago, but it was a while back.
Yeah.
And then you and I did a little sit down interview together, and that was fun. Been on the show several times. Yeah. So tell everybody a little bit about your passion to get into TV and the show. We know that you've since moved on, but give us a little bit of context to who you are and how you got here.
Yeah. Well, my dream since I was a very, very young child was to be a newscaster, be on TV, share people's stories. And I would do it taking my home VHS recorder, and I would sit in my room and I would pretend like I'm Barbara Walters.
Yes.
I would have my own shows. I would interview my friends, my sisters, pretend like they were Kate Winslet, when Titanic was released. And I just had this burning passion. I really didn't understand where it came from, but I knew it was there. So throughout high school, I just applied myself. I was in journalism classes. I was part of the school paper. I went to school to study broadcast journalism, created an entertainment show there. And I'm like, okay, I really like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up getting into TV, kind of. I did digital media kind of before it was a thing in small town Durango, Colorado. And I covered the news, the local news there, but I also had this show called Laura Schweizerfor Weekend Warrior, where I would go out and do all these adventures. I would go skydiving, I would go whitewater rafting, and I was scared to death. But I always said, hey, if an average Joe like me can do it, you should do it too. Because
Scared makes good TV.
Yes, yeah, and you're trying new things. Like, I always tried to inspire others to get out there, try something new and become and be a bigger person within yourself. So I moved out to Hawaii after that, and it was an incredible experience. But I wanted to grow even more, and I made my way to Nashville. And I was on the news, Good Morning Nashville, with Neil Orn, my buddy, my pal. He said he's got high energy. He still does at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I can't see it.
I can confirm. And then all of a sudden there was an opportunity for a lifestyle show at WKRN News 2. And I was like the second applicant. I was going up to the hiring manager every single day. I put together a whole PowerPoint presentation on why I should be a host of this show. And I ended up getting the job. But the thing was, we had to create something from literally nothing.
Yep.
How long ago was that?
That was in 2022, I believe. Yeah. And September 2022. But in July, we started creating this show. And it was us just flinging things at the wall. Like, should we do this? Yeah, we'll try it. Why not?
That's why they thought this was a good idea. See if that sticks.
Yeah. I mean, the first show, I was pulling a sword out of a guy's throat. I mean, it was like wild times the first like 6 months of the show. And then we started really getting into the flow of things. But like from the start, we're like, okay, we need to have a mission statement. And that is to create community and cover the heart and soul of that community, Southern Kentucky and Middle Tennessee. And throughout my time there, I mean, we did that. We had the most meaningful conversations about, people helping their family members get into their passions and goals and dreams, or people who wrote books that, from a life-changing experience. I got to create a segment called Local on 2 Gives Back, where it really highlighted my passion of giving back, getting into nonprofits, and really just like meeting the community where they are. There are so many incredible nonprofits right here in Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky, but that I met and I was able to get involved. And the whole point of that was, hey, giving back, you get so much back in return.
So much.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you spend
an
hour of your time feeding the homeless and you walk away feeling just like so fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it was just, a meal that you served, or a smile, or you shake someone's hand, but you always look someone in the eye. That's what I teach my stepson, because we're all human at the end of the day. And so through that, I ended up meeting my now husband, which, by the way, I will say I have really never gone out on a date with someone I've interviewed out of the thousands of people that I've interviewed.
There's probably a good reason for that.
Yes. And by the way, I wrote the story before I went out on the date because I wanted to be a respectable journalist.
Okay.
But he has a nonprofit that's called Change the Stars. And basically what he did 13 years ago is he went down there and he saw schools that were being held up by sheet metal and rocks.
Went down where?
In Haiti.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to Haiti, the country of Haiti, and found people just living with barely anything. And he thought, okay, so what can I do here? So he opened up an orphanage, really took on what was kind of crumbling and adopted it. And started sending medical supplies and partnering with an area hospital down there. Then expanded to provide scholarships to top area school students. And I can say in my times being down there, it has completely changed who I am. I had never been to a third world country.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when you see people, no shoes, ratty clothes, don't know where their food is coming from, but they still have so much faith and so much joy and love. I mean, it changes your perspective from the inside out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And last fall, I got to witness him open up his second orphanage in a different part of Haiti. And I feel like I saw him witness, the greatness. We all wonder if there's something bigger out there. And it was like a flood of emotions. And seeing this big old burly tattooed man crying, which he's going to hate that I'm talking about this, that we're working for something so much bigger than just ourselves. And even, these individuals, like we're hoping to create, and we've seen it, generational change.
Mm-hmm.
And so this spring and really after that in the fall, I felt like, why am I not getting excited about covering red carpets anymore when that was on my vision board?
It seems so insignificant compared to what you had
and
witnessed.
I didn't understand it though. I'm like, but I should be wanting to go to this and do this. And mind you, I still enjoyed every conversation that I had up until the day that I left. But ultimately, I just decided, and it was a calling. It was putting myself, my dreams aside to take on something, again, that mission of doing something so much bigger than yourself. And I have to say, I haven't regretted a moment, a minute, an hour, a day since I've left. I thought, oh my gosh, am I going to regret this? Or am I going to wake up one day and think, what have I done? And I haven't.
How long ago was that you left?
My last day was May 15th.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a few months now.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is something, like, to go back to what you said about being fulfilled. There is something about doing that type of work. And we've just experienced this, and we're just, I mean, not even a full year from starting to do events for the unhoused and events for the disenfranchised with Rise Up and WellPoint. You know, been on the show talking about this, and you've been a part of that story as well. But the change that happened with the events with the unhoused is just like, this is what we should be doing. How do we make this a priority for us and the businesses we work with, as well as support the faith-based, community? And then how do we not, overwhelm Metro? Like, how can we, all those things? It just starts feeling like a big, something way bigger than you.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, I got the chills when you were saying that, Terry.
Well, it becomes a source of energy.
Yes.
As opposed to you having to give energy to something, rewarding in that sense it's kind of hard to explain.
Well, I mean, we get caught up in the day-to-day of our lives, and things are hard, and we have difficulties, and not minimizing those. But then you look at people like what you're talking about, and it's like, oh, I mean, we're not struggling.
Yeah.
No.
We don't know what that is.
Right.
That's right.
I know when I first came back, I mean, after my first trip there, I wanted to crawl into a hole, because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, our streets are so clean. Our grocery stores are immaculate. And here we are just wondering where we're going to go for brunch on Saturday.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, I think we have to look at it as an opportunity instead of like, because you can feel guilt about that. But I think we have to look at it as an opportunity, and like what we're doing, taking charge of what we can do. Yes, this is our lives. We are blessed, and we are blessed to have the opportunity and the ability to do exactly what you're doing.
So well said. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's great. And so you have teamed up with your husband now to move the nonprofit forward.
Yes, to run, to lead, and to grow the nonprofit. And I tell you what, it has been challenging in a very good way, learning new things, humbling, but we're slowly making it. We're making moves.
Yes, this is there's much to be discussed here, and I'm 1 minute from a hard break, and I want to go level 10 because I know what's behind that smile.
Tears.
No, I mean, we talk about pivots all the time and shifting gears. Like, we can paint the high level picture of how important it is and what it means to us.
Yeah.
The reality is that to go where your heart's leading often has a heaviness or a pain that has to be pushed through, right? Whether it's just learning something or pushing through some fear.
Oh, I mean, the amount of tears.
Right.
I mean, Jeff can't even count. He's an angel on earth because he has just guided me and really never told me what to do. Right. I came to the decision on my own. But it's a hard decision.
Well, let's talk about it. We're going to unpack that after this break. Are we talking about, the pain or the, maybe even the hesitation in going the direction of where your heart feels like it's leading? What are some of the hardest things that you had to kind of come to grips with when you're making that transition from, TV to nonprofit work?
Well, I think, it's coming down to that decision of accepting that you're no longer going to be following this idea of the dream that you had for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? It was like really a death of a chapter closing, but it felt like a death. It felt a little bit afterwards like a breakup with the station. Like I said, I helped create this show from the ground up.
Well, your whole identity was wrapped up in being in media and the news.
Right. And my entire life, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was my focus. It was my goal. It was my dream. And I think throughout, this is a great question, Terry.
Oh, wait, there's more.
But it was an evolution of the decision itself. It came from, this not unhappiness, but just feeling of like, where am I? What am I doing? Why am I here? And then it was, upset with myself. And then it was
upset with yourself about what?
That I wasn't feling as excited about where I was.
About your career path and where you had fought so hard to get to.
Yeah. And it feels like, I was told so many times, oh, wow, you this is what so many people dream of. And it's like, am I ungrateful? Where, these kind of questions that I'm thinking about over and over in my head. And then one day I was sitting at dinner and I said, Jeff, what if I quit TV? And he said, I'll do anything to support you. Whatever you need to do, whatever you need to be happy. And, I always said to him, like, I'm going to run the nonprofit someday. I'm going to help you. I'm going to run the nonprofit someday. And then all of a sudden, someone who is working for him in my position just quit. And I'm like, okay, the timing of this is a little weird.
All these questions stirring and stirring.
Yeah. And then you just keep getting signs when you ask for it. And that's what I was asking for this entire time. Like, on top of, what am I doing? Why am I here? Just send me something. Send me clear signs. And when you ask for it, you get it. And sometimes it doesn't look exactly how you want it to look.
Oftentimes.
Yes.
Often.
Yes, exactly. I was trying to ease the listeners into
rip the Band-Aid off.
Right, exactly. But then when you accept, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and if you feel that in your gut, in your heart, in your soul, in your mind, that's your decision, there is no way you can go back on it.
Yeah.
I think the hardest part was not telling Jeff. It was telling every other person.
Right.
My family, my friends, my colleagues, my, other people in the community, because they'd all be
you feel like they're going to be disappointed.
Shocked. And they're, what? You're leaving? And I'd get that pang of,
has she lost her mind?
Yeah. What am I doing? Right. What am I doing? Are you even going to be, a household name? Are you even going to be able to put your name out there in order to grow the charity? And then every single person, nearly every single person said to me, that makes sense. I get it. They knew I was involved in nonprofits and that my heart and soul really was there. And they, I was getting married to Jeff. And okay, yeah, that makes sense. They knew about my trips to Haiti and how impactful they were. And, it was this sense of, it doesn't matter what anyone else says or thinks about you and your life and your decision. It matters what is placed on your heart by that bigger source and following through on that.
Yep.
Regardless of outside opinions, thoughts, praise or not.
Do you ever stop and think about it? I just, in my brain, when I look at your life and I think about what you, what I know from you from the very first interview, is that you've been able to point to something and say, that's what I'm going to go do. And literally to the T, you go create that and do it. Like, I can't wait to see how you affect this nonprofit, because the way that you're tenacious, that you've got vision for sure and creativity, and you want to bring those worlds together, and everybody's here for it. So the fact that you can just create that from nothing and then pull others in is a very unique skill set that I don't want you to miss, because it's cool to watch you do it from afar.
You know, my mom has always said that, gosh, you are so resourceful. If you want to make something happen, you know how to make it happen. And I think that's where I get that. It's like my scrappy little Laura Schweizer self of like, okay, who do I need to talk to? What's the next step? How do I get to that next step? And just do it flawlessly.
Right.
Now, there will be flaws, but it's always having your mind set on that and always being grateful and thankful. I mean, it doesn't matter what stage you're at in attaining that goal and that vision. You have to always be so grateful for what you have. And even if you're having a tough day, you got to wake up and remind yourself, hey, I had a bed to sleep in. I have a beautiful home. I have, love and support around me. I have food on the table. And I really believe that when you are, and you guys witness this and you're giving back, when you are around that, it makes you so much more eyes open to what you have in order to be thankful.
I shouldn't say it better myself.
So you talked about, and you may have already hit on it, but I'm curious, before the break, you had said that you had cried a lot of tears through this process over making this decision and moving through it. Are the things that you talked about, the feeling of a breakup and the feeling of a death, are those the things that were primarily behind the tears? And even since then, have you reached a place of acceptance with it and fully leaned into where you're going yet? Because it's still pretty new.
Yeah. I would say for the first month, I had a really hard time. I had a hard time. I still had my laptop. I apologize to the engineers there. I had my laptop.
I'm not giving it back.
It's my souvenir.
I'm not ready yet.
I couldn't even go to the station to drop it off. It felt like a breakup of, it was amicable, but I still couldn't see them. Like, I could see my producer. I couldn't go there. There was a party and a gathering, and I'm so sorry I didn't go. I know you guys have fun without me anyway, but I wasn't there yet. I felt like I was still in the becoming stages. I was still in my little chrysalis of Laura, executive director of Change the Stars. I wasn't flying yet. I think when you are in that time of transition, I don't know how deep you are into your faith, but Jesus goes into a quiet time, and that was my quiet time. I mean, I spent a lot of time praying. I spent a lot of time going on walks with my neighbor, and I focused my time and energy on myself and those, like, that small circle around me. Now, I will say I was chatting with my previous general manager this morning, and we had a great conversation. And, I'm just so grateful that everyone was so accepting and just, let me fly. But I came to the understanding that it's okay to have a new dream. And that's the way that life is.
Yeah.
I'm still, I might be Laura Ponchilia officially, but I'm still Laura Schweizer. I'm still that person who loves a deep conversation and loves to make people feel good. That's what makes me so emotional, is I miss that, of making people feel special. That was the best part of my job. sitting down, getting to share their
But
story.
Laura, the people that you're making feel special in what you're doing moving forward, like that's the foundation that you have built in your life up to this point. All of that is going to take you forward in making a bigger impact than what you were able to do before.
Yes. Yeah, I would echo that and say that you're what I would attribute to the movement of where the media is going or needs to go, like with what you created with Local On 2. And that's still going. And that's a product of you and that passion, that charisma. So like, that's something that's going to keep going. That's a legacy piece. Anyway, and that's not even as important as what you're doing with the kids in Haiti. I mean, that's just blows my mind. We'll look back. I think we'll look back on thinking that, hey, this media overall has shifted, and I'll remember who started it.
Thank you.
Because I think it has. I think you're the pioneer. So,
well, and I will say, my move out of TV and where I went has opened up so many conversations about wanting to do something more meaningful in life, and I think a lot of people want that for themselves.
Well, when you find purpose.
Yes.
And you actually feel that, there's nothing like it. And then people see that. Like it radiates from you. And then some of the things that were more superficial in your life, you feel, which I think is part of the emotional journey with it. You feel that start to strip away. Yeah. And so that you do have more doors open and more authenticity as you're moving forward with it.
You know, I started this mantra because about a month after I had, gone to work with Change the Stars officially, I'm like, Jeff, I don't know what's going on with me. My confidence is kind of low. I don't want to be on camera. Like, who am I? And he's like, you are so used to receiving praise. And that's not why I did TV at all. You know this.
Oh, I know that.
Like, I hope that everyone who knows me knows that.
Yeah.
But it was just like a natural, like if you are a speaker, you receive praise and it's a dopamine hit. And I didn't even think about that. And Jeff said, you're not receiving that like, oh, wow, validation. You're so good. Yes, every single day. And it came to me one day and I'm like, that's what it is. It's purpose over praise. And really the most important praise is the praise that you have for the bigger, the greater, and the one who's setting you on the right path. Yeah.
Well, you're trying to shine a light and attention on something bigger than you. And so I'm sure being in front of the camera felt like you were pulling it away from what you were trying to do.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
That's almost a whole other episode to go in. I want to go down that rabbit hole.
Yep. It's my mantra. I'm going to trademark. So.
There's some things, there's things there that everybody can connect with, like, on the flip side of that, using that same type of finding a way to have some positive self-talk to validate yourself in that way, right? And who you are and your character would have the same, effect as to keeping your inner, reversing that feel of like, who am I? You have to preach to yourself is what we're trying to say. Like that stuff matters.
Yes.
You can get frou-frou and get into the weeds of, affirmations and mantras, but the fact of the matter is that there's a frequency to positivity. Yes. That is very real. That is an energy that is put off, and you get to speak it. You're like that. You just you're that walking frequency to me. She just got that energy all the time.
I know. He busted. I busted from you is so weird. Yeah. And he's like, "She's really fun," and I'm like, "Thank you." What did you say? She's a good time.
I said, "You're gonna love Laura. She's a good time." And Vanessa's like, "Oh, I want to put that on a podcast."
I'll take it. I am. I think I'm pretty fun because I enjoy having fun with others, and I think that's what it's all about.
You are also really good at watching that clock because it's about time to take a break, and we'll be right back with more with Laura.
Introducing our Berry High Seltzer, the ultimate cannabis-infused experience. Maybe you're trying to cut back on the booze or get some of THC's sweet benefits. Our Berry High Seltzer invites you to savor the experience responsibly. Not only is it delicious, but our seltzers provide a federally legal way to unwind.
On the run, baby. I do 100 on a highway.
All right, we've had a lot of fun up to this point, and I do really want to know about the work the nonprofit is doing. But set the stage. I don't know that I can remember, what's going on in Haiti, and I used to know. Mm-hmm. So, tell us what's going on, and then why Haiti.
Mm-hmm. Well, Haiti, for those who don't know, they basically gained their independence in years back, and so for so long they've been trying to pay back for their freedom, which is an interesting concept. Yeah. But they have always just been hit. 2014, I think we can all remember, or many of us, earthquake. Yep. It was horrendous. I actually had a colleague at News 2 who served in the Marines. He served in the Marines, and he was stationed in Haiti. He said that's where he received so much of his PTSD. Oh, wow. It's known for human trafficking. It's known for diseases, but really what it's plagued by are gangs. And when I first went there, I'm like, what are they selling drugs? Like, what do you mean gangs? Yeah. Like, what's their purpose? And really it's for power. It's to take over areas, which they have unfortunately successfully done. And they drive people away, or they recruit them. And basically what they're doing is things like, it's disgusting, organ harvesting, and and just killing people to bring them either a part of the gang into the gang, or to continue taking over areas. They are now, recently, I was just talking to Jeff this morning, they're now, the kidnapping has gone up, and they're targeting political people. Oh, wow. They haven't had a presidential election in I don't even know how many years, because the climate is so dangerous because of those gangs. So there's a lot of corruption in the past through politics, and people just kind of feel like, where do I go? There's a story about 3 young boys who are part of the orphanage, the Change the Stars orphanage, and at 18 you age out. And they called Jeff one day and said, the gangs are here in our neighborhood. We don't know what to do. We just saw people executed in front of our very eyes. Oh my gosh. So Jeff coordinated pretty much like a rescue team, if you will. I mean, he was up the entire night stressing out about this. How are we going to get these kids to safety? And thankfully we did. We pulled them out of where they were, put them up in a hotel for 10 days. The look on their faces, I just get the chills. It's haunting, really. His face of just completely disturbed, distraught, traumatized, no light in his face when he first arrived at that hotel, because clearly he had seen some things that none of us.
This is one of the kids?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he went through, we ended up getting him a therapist and counselors for him and his brothers. And that was about 2 years ago. And I can say with confidence that he has turned his life around completely. He has now opened up a primary school that we helped him open. Awesome. And in Haiti, you have to pay for schools. He wanted it to be a free school. And so we have taken on that financial responsibility. He runs the entire thing and provides schooling for an area where he actually grew up for free. And so it's incredible. Like, here's a kid we helped raise, gave him a safe house to live in and grow up in, and food and resources, and now he's turned around and he's giving back to hundreds and hundreds of kids and families in Haiti. I mean, it's pretty incredible. You drop, the water drop, and the ripple effect is so
that's awesome.
Very real, and that's just one example of the work that we do. So Change the Stars, I kind of talked about it, but We support and fund 2 orphanages. We also provide scholarships to top area school students. So we got to walk around and go to the schools and, say, stay in school. You can have an opportunity to get a scholarship. And what that scholarship is providing a means for them and their families. Again, that generational change.
Yeah, that's cool.
There's this theory, I think it's called the marble theory. And it's all of these countries that have, disadvantaged people. There's China, there's Hispaniola, where Haiti is. There's, dozens and dozens of countries. And then you have the U.S. And if you take a marble that represents 1 million people, like, hey, we want to help out 1 million people, we could be overflowing and still not make a dent in all of these countries.
That's true, yeah.
So what we believe with Change the Stars is you go to the country and you make a difference. And that's what we're trying to do, is really change the climate of Haiti from the children up. If you provide them with resources like education, we also provide opportunities to go to trade school, which is fantastic. Hope, love, community.
Yeah, exactly.
You really can make that positive difference. There's also, the theory of like the starfish of, you're walking down a beach and, a kid says, I want to save the starfish. But the grandpa's like, well, you can't save them all. And he throws one in and he's like, well, I saved one. And if you can save one, I mean, you're making an impact.
Mm-hmm.
So even when I go down there, first of all, they speak Creole. So when the kids are running up to you and they're just like going off, I have no idea what they're saying. They're so cute. But I just try and smile at people. There's this woman, we went to a refugee camp. And again, that's a gang took over this area of Haiti and thousands of people fled. And they were put up in this old school using graded papers as toilet paper, living in every nook and cranny, people on the stairs, in the stairwell. There was an area that was completely open. I said, where do they sleep? Oh, they sleep right there on the ground. And I'm like, but what if it rains? And they're like, and they didn't really have an answer. I guess they huddle in. And that night it just started pouring rain. And I still think about those people, which, by the way, that was almost 2 years ago. They're still there.
Oh, wow.
And there's 2,000 more people there. And what do you do when you're walking around a refugee camp? I mean, for me, I was like, I need to document this so the world can see. Mm-hmm. But also, that guilt kind of. So I just used it as my opportunity to just smile and, shake someone's hand and look them in the eye, because you never know how much farther that can go. We also brought soccer balls and plenty of candy, and that went like real fast. But there are people who are hurting collectively. Mm-hmm. But what I find so powerful is you see Jesus, you see faith, you see scripture, you see all of that stuff on billboards, on the sides of these like little trucks that they drive around that people hop in and off of. And I think like, wow, how do you still have faith through all of this? And I plan on going back down there in 2 weeks and asking people that. Where does that come from?
So when you travel there, how do you travel as safely as possible with all that going on?
That's a great question. A lot of hoops to jump through. So because the gangs about 2 years ago shot at an airplane, the U.S. kind of put a ban on us flying directly there. But there is one airline. It's out of Miami, so we fly to Miami. We stay at the airport there because you have to get in line at like 3 o'clock in the morning because the Haitians have like all of their things ready to go on the airplane. And then you fly out. but it's kind of up in the air. Like, are you going to make it out? Are you not going to make it out? There's always delays. So you pack your patience. And then to get to Port-au-Prince, you have to fly into the North Part, Cap Haitian. And then after that, you take a helicopter to get to Port-au-Prince. That's the capital. Or what we did the last time, what we're going to do this next time, is fly into the south. So you have to fly into north and then fly into the south. Okay. It's a whole process. But in Port-au-Prince, where the gangs are really bad, we hire security. We have SWAT escort with us, just to make sure. We have bulletproof cars. In fact, this last time, Jeff was there with some of his guy friends. The friends had left already, and he and our country representative, who is an angel on earth, his name is Killy, he's Haitian. Jeff put his guard down and said, "Oh, let's just go to the airport." And all of a sudden, they heard bullets, and bullets were flying through the car they were in. Something grazed him on the neck. He thought he was shot. 4 people died around him. It was the police, and it was a gang in front and behind the car shooting at each other.
Oh, my goodness.
And he waited 3 weeks to tell me that. I'm like, you're acting weird. Yeah. What's going on? Jeez. And it's a real danger.
How did he get involved with this? How long had he been had Change the Stars been established, and why did he get involved with this?
Yeah, so he founded the nonprofit almost 14 years ago, I believe. Okay. And his parents supported a hospital down in the southern part of Haiti, and he was at a pivot point in his life where am I going to go in life? And he ended up spending, I think, 6 weeks down there, and it changed his whole life. That's when he saw the schools held up by sheet metal and no books, and said, well, I can help. I want to help. You meet these people, and their love and smiles are so infectious that you're like, I mean, I don't even want to leave every time I'm there. The food's delicious. The people are fun, and they're just so full of love and joy.
Yeah, that's quite the impact. Like, I have questions, but I'm also looking at that clock. Oh, I gotta stop acknowledging that thing. How you did it all those years?
It was in my ear.
Yeah. Oh. There you go. What do you think? I mean, I obviously hear certain challenges, safety being primary. But what are some of the other challenges that you guys are facing specifically with this, with your nonprofit?
Education. Okay. Number 1 is informing people of, Haiti, their current climate, why we're helping. Yeah. And, a lot of people say, well, why Haiti? Why wouldn't you help, kids here? And I think we should continue to do that. But these people, they don't have government assistance. They don't have, if you call 911, will the police show up? Who knows? Right. They don't have emergency services like we do. They don't have those resources. They really have nothing. So that's why we help Haiti, and that's probably our biggest challenge. And our second challenge is, being able to go down there ourselves, like the flights and being held back that way and direct routes. That puts a dent in it because we only get to go for a couple days now. Mm-hmm. And of course, financial. Mm-hmm. It's amazing what your dollar can do in Haiti.
I'm sure, yeah.
But it's a constant thing. We're hit with a bill of, I think it's $100,000 that we need to pay for, and that's including our orphanages. It's including the pay for the primary school and the teachers within, the books, the medical supplies. They're always hit with tuberculosis, or we had a cholera outbreak, so there's always a need for financial assistance there.
Yeah. Okay, well, I want to hear a little bit about what we can all do to help, we'll get into that because I know you guys got some stuff coming up that we can talk about. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
If you're a wellness or fitness pro looking for a space that truly fits the way you work, check out B2 Wellness Suites. With locations in Brentwood and Mount Juliet, B2 offers private suites, shared offices, and day rentals, all in a calm, welcoming environment designed for our industry. But it's more than just a space, it's a community of like-minded professionals who support, inspire, and grow together. Learn more at b2suites.com.
So we talked before the break about how people can get involved in what you all are doing. I know there are a couple other organizations too that do work in Haiti. One of the ones that I know real well, a good friend of mine, Angel Noble, with Moto, which is Mission of Truth. So we have found that with what we're doing in the world of nonprofits is that you guys are so busy that you can't. It's hard to get your head up to look around. Who's working in this?
It makes sense to collaborate.
Yeah, who makes sense to collaborate with?
Yeah.
Thankfully, we've been able to do a lot of that. It's been a lot of fun to find that
locally, with the unhoused community.
Yeah, because when you come together, you can serve more people, right? So yes, on that note, we are working with Angel.
I love this.
I know. It's so awesome. I have a call with her later this afternoon. And she's so kind and sweet, but we found several different organizations right here out of Middle Tennessee that are helping those in Haiti. And so we're creating, the name is still up in the air, but we're calling it basically a Haiti Collective, which is like an umbrella, so that we can share resources, right? So my call with Angel today will be about security and the next time she goes down and how can I help with that. But also we first met with Angel and her husband because we were helping out their orphanage that they support. Right. So it's probably 20 to 25 minutes away from the second orphanage that we have in the southern part of Haiti. And I'm going to talk to her about how can I, gather interviews or video for you to use for your nonprofit. It's really much how can I help you, and I want to, it's a vice versa kind of thing.
Shared mission.
Support, exactly. It's pretty amazing because when you come together, you can do so much more. And we have that shared mission.
Yeah, I think it's super cool. It's my worlds colliding. So I love that. I will tell everybody how we can get involved, right? Because resources are an issue. I mean, it takes money to move the needle. Yeah. Like you said, not as much money, but it still takes that, right? There are travel costs, there's security, there's medical supplies. There are lives on the line. So what does it look like to get involved?
Well, to get involved, please come to our gala. It's on October 1st. We are hosting our annual fundraiser. It's going to be at Elm, Nashville. And basically, it's an opportunity to learn more about the mission, see how we can support these children. This year, we're really focusing on children who we've helped through the hospital, who 7 of them were left there, and we ended up adopting them into the orphanage. And then another young girl who, I might cry again, but she was left at the hospital with injuries so horrible I can't even state on this. And she has about 7 more surgeries to go, I believe. And she had nothing. She had no one. And so that's a big financial responsibility on our behalf. But basically, it's an opportunity to learn more about the organization and get involved. And when I say get involved, it doesn't cost a lot. Right? So $2,500 sends a child or an 18-year-old to university for 4 years. $1,000 is sending a kid to trade school, to earn a certificate and degree. It costs $100 to sponsor a classroom for an entire year to provide books at our primary school.
That's crazy, yeah.
And Dave Thomas said, it doesn't matter if I'd rather have 1 million people know about the message and give $1 than one person give $1 million, Because when you hear about these stories and you see these kids and you see the impacts that they're making, you know where your money's going. You know that you're making a genuine impact on this country that can use the support and this resources more than a lot of other places that I know.
Are there other ways to, aside from the monetary donations, do you guys take donations from companies that have like overstock items or anything like that that help with your resources for that?
I'm so glad that you're talking about this because, yes, we are actually in talks with, and the more people, businesses, the better. But we've secured a way to ship out pallets.
Okay.
But we would love, donors of maybe like, rice and beans to provide food. Yes, of course, we'll take, school supplies. But for us right now, we're taking down like 4 checked bags, and we'll get stopped every time because we'll have a laptop for the university student. They're like, what is this? So they look like that we're smuggling in laptops, but it's securing that that pallet is going to be huge, but we have to fill it first.
Okay. Right.
So we need, we're looking for partnerships when it comes to rice, beans, food, also medical supplies. Pedialyte is a huge thing. Thankfully, that's super light and we can pack that in the bag. We also go to Old Navy every single time to make sure that the kids have new clothes, fresh clothes. So we pack light ourselves. We always come back with huge bags that are completely empty. But yes, partners, we're looking for that especially. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that gets me all kinds of wheels to turning. There's so many connections that we can make. This is great. Like I've learned a ton. I'm excited about what y'all are doing. I can't wait to see how you're able to grow the impact. It's just really cool. Tell us about the gala. Is this open to the public?
Yes.
What do we?
Yeah.
What are we working with here?
$75 a ticket.
Okay.
And it is October 1st, 6 to about 9:30-ish. We're going to have Biz and Everyday People, who is a total blast. I mean, I think it's like this 8, maybe 10-piece brass band, high energy, funky classics music at the end. We're going to have live auction items, travel opportunities. We're going to have diamonds, thanks to Macintosh Diamonds, and silent auction items. My friend is going to be there with Sutton and Suede. You can make a custom cowboy hat. It's going to be a really cool time. And what I love the most is that the audience, the people who we have sitting there every single year, have just been so much fun, and they get it, and you can have fun because you know what you're doing and why you're doing it, and we can have that shared appreciation and just gratitude amongst each other. So please come. Tickets are available on changethestars.org. If you're interested in partnering, donating, becoming a sponsor, you can email me, laura@changethestars.org. And you can also DM us on socials, where I think we're changethestars.haiti.
That's awesome.
What is, so you stepped into the position, backing up just a second, you stepped into a position. What is your position specifically with Change the Stars?
It is executive director.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. I mean, it's truly been an honor. I will say, again, a lot of learning curve here in the last, 2.5 months, but it's totally worth it. Like some days you're like, am I going 3 steps back now? But it's long game. And that's what I've had to learn, is that success doesn't come instantly. That long game goal is where you feel the most successful when you do finally achieve it. Yeah. So holding out for that is a really powerful tool that I'm still working on.
And recognizing your growth along the way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the biggest thing is sitting in the moment and recognizing how you're growing as a person and a human and all of that goes with this.
Yes. Thank
Have
you.
a vision, make it plan, make it plain, right?
Yes.
Just like, you'll do it.
Thank you.
You're already doing it.
Yeah. Laura, it's always a pleasure. It's always fun to see you, and I don't know, I'll feed off of you. So thank you for all that you do. Know that we're here for you guys and whatever however we can help, in the future. So, folks, if you've enjoyed this at all, we ask that you like and subscribe and share it with your friends. We appreciate you being here. Make sure you check the show notes so that you can get involved with the organization, and we will catch you on the next one.